Hey guys, you're here with Goran and not Ashley again for a Friday European live show. We are actually the OG Kickdawgz of Big Dogs, but those days just seems like ancient history, Chris. Eh?
Yeah, they've come and gone, but it's okay. I've been replaced by probably the better version of me because I can only do so much. I'm a man of many hats, but the hats are very small.
It was a fun summer affair we had. Eh?
Gordon, don't start throwing words around because a fair people might get the wrong idea out of context. But no, I will always go on record saying those soccer videos we did were some of the most fun I've had doing videos at Pickdawgz in the last year plus. So that's why I'm always open to doing them and I'm always open to filling on the soccer show when needed.
Yeah, the Euro Cup videos were really fun, and we had a lot of fun doing them. Some of them, like it took us probably like 15 tries to record the 2 minute video on some of them, and I wish we could see those bloopers.
I may still have them. I've got to do some digging, but I may. I'm not 100% sure. They're all Goran's fault, though. Everyone rest assured.
Yeah, right. A guy waves, and then Chris starts laughing like a lunatic here.
Okay, okay. We're not getting into that, or else I literally thought about that just now, but I said we're not going to go there.
How's your day going so far, Chris?
You know what? It is all right. I'm dealing with this afternoon soccer, which I love. Baseball. Got NBA tonight. Granted, it's the part of the NBA season where there are just a couple teams that have something to play for at this point, but they all still have contracts to fill out, so it's going to be interesting. How about you, Gordon?
Well, if the money's going your way, then you're fine on the contract.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. I can't complain at that point.
There we go. Yeah, been at work, got home, doing the show, got to write some articles, record some videos, the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Newcastle just scored a goal against Wolverhampton from a penalty kick. It's now 1-0. Sevilla is up 2-1 against Granada now at home. Borussia Dortmund won 2-0 against Stuttgart, which actually killed my ticket and the preview and everything because Stuttgart couldn't score a goal today. Did you had any soccer bets preview?
Well,
Something like that?
funny enough, I had both teams to score in the Dortmund match and in
Yeah.
Wolves and Newcastle. But what minute is that Newcastle match? And I haven't
76th.
So there is still time for
Yeah, there is still time.
And then well, again, me and how much I love my draws, but they're not probably coming in. I had the draw between Lorient and Saint Etienne, and that's 4-2 Lorient in the 78th minute. It looks like so.
Saint Etienne has a red card.
Yeah, so that's a big part of it, but
so
that's okay.
The guy that got a red card made a foul in 68th minute for yellow. Then he made another one in the same minute and got a second yellow.
I'm sorry, but nothing will ever top. God, who was it? It was for Inter Milan. Was it Sulimuntari? Where he came off the bench and got 2 yellow cards in the span of a minute and a half. The camera just cuts to Mourinho, and he's stunned. And that will always stick with me. I think it's Sulimuntari. I can't remember.
Could be. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mario Balotelli actually or someone.
No, it wasn't Balotelli because actually, well, maybe it was.
There are a few videos on YouTube where Jose Mourinho is talking about his time coaching Balotelli in Inter. That's some of the best videos ever that you can see. When he was telling Balotelli, I think they were playing in the Champions League against Dynamo Kiev or something like that. And Balotelli was pretty much the only striker they had available, right? And because everybody else was injured. And sometime in the first half, Balotelli got a yellow card. And then at halftime, Mourinho saying, of the 15-minute halftime, 13 minutes I spent talking to Balotelli and telling him, okay, Do not touch anybody. Do not talk to the ref. Don't go for the ball. Just wait for the ball to come to you. You're the only striker. I can't afford to lose you. 46th minute, second yellow card for Balotelli. And you hear Mourinho, what can I do? There's nothing I can do.
At the end of the day, Balotelli, and I will always remember, Balotelli was his own man. He was never going to. He was always going to be the problem child. And I think that's. But
he had a talent equal to Messi and Ronaldo, and he could have had a stellar career if he was just a bit smarter. But anyways,
yeah, if what was it? What's that old saying? If wishes were something, I don't remember.
So, Chris, how did Everton do the other day?
Shush. Be quiet. Be quiet is not. You know, I caught a lot of flack for that game, but the season's not over. There's still. I think Everton and Burnley both have 2 games in hand on teams like Leeds, Watford, Norwich, and if I will say this, if Everton can survive this horrid 5-game schedule that they have coming up, obviously it starts with United tomorrow. If the Merseyside derby, 2 games against Leicester, home and away, and I think Chelsea thrown in there as well. If they can manage to get 4, maybe 5 points out of that, the last 3 games are winnable games that could save their season. But it's not going to be easy.
They are actually playing the early slate tomorrow against Manchester United at home, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. What are your thoughts on that one? We know that United has been struggling as well. They're not scoring a lot. They are not defending that great, but they are in better form than Everton is right now, and they haven't lost in their last 2 games, but still a very struggling team right now.
Yeah, I mean, this one's hard for me to not have any, not have my heart in. But I mean, realistically, do I think United is the more likely of the 2 sides to win? Yes, but honestly, and this has nothing to do with my history, Gordon. So don't at me with this. But I think this could finish 1-1. I really think United is struggling right now. I think Everton has to be the more desperate side here. Again, I don't think they get all 3 points, but I think a draw would almost be as equal as a win in this scenario. So I would probably lean towards a draw for a side, or for the main bet. But I could also see this being under 2.5. I could see this just being a slugfest, a very sloppy game. Whether it's good defense or bad offense, I'm not sure, but I could see this one being low scoring and a potential low scoring draw.
I mean, this potentially could be a very good game for Everton because I see that their injury list got updated. Now, Yerry Mina is listed as questionable still, but I'm assuming he's going to be, if not in the starting lineup, on the bench. Donny van de Beek as well as questionable. Andre Gomez questionable. Now, they still have a couple of suspensions and a few more injured players, but getting those 3 players back is going to be a huge deal for them because they need all the quality and depth they can get. While United on the other side, I see McTominay is injured, Varane is injured, Jesse Lingard is injured. Not that he's playing anything. Cavani as well. Ronaldo listed as questionable, and Luke Shaw is questionable. I mean, like you said, this looks like a draw, to be honest. Or it looks like a very nice spot to take United on the money line at minus 127 right now. That's the price that you're not going to get often on United. So I don't know.
Yeah, for me in certain spots, I kind of struggle to draw the line of where do you find value compared to when they're just they're begging you to take a certain team. Like I wonder if they're begging you to take United as getting close to 125 minus 130. But like I said, I'm gonna stick to my guns on the draw here, just because this is always, and Goran, you can attest to this. This has always sort of been the issue for Everton, is that they tend to drop the games they should win, and then catch you off guard with the one result you don't think they would get. And I think this is one of those results you don't think they would get. They're coming off that loss to Burnley, a game that they led But a game that a lot of people say, oh well, they needed 2 penalties to jump ahead early on in that game from Richarlison. So it doesn't
And
matter.
it's not like Everton is a bad team. I mean, they have a ton of quality. They have a good coach, but I think that Rafa Benitez has destroyed this team in the first half of the season. Plus all the injuries they had, COVID cases and stuff like that. I mean, but still, the team that has Dele Alli, who's not playing for some reason, he's constantly on the bench. But why would you bring a player like that who has the ability to change your game style and to kind of change the game and then not play him? I honestly don't know what's happening with that. But
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I saw when I was looking at chat room, close to the end of that game, I saw a bunch of fire Lampard comments. And I'm like, look, I get it because you can question some of the decisions that can be made, like you said, like having Dele Alli on the bench. But if you're talking about the sample size, and if Everton were
yeah,
to knock on wood actually get relegated, let's face facts. Lampard was given a crap hand when he came in because a lot of these guys, Richarlison, DCL, Jordan Pickford, they're all top tier talent that are all expecting to battle for places in Europe, not to have to fight for relegation. So this was a frustrated team, a team that could never really get in front of the 8 ball in terms of injuries. They were always seem to be banged up and have their best players out. And unfortunately, he had to bear the brunt of that, and he's bearing the brunt of it right now with a team that's in 17th that has the quality to compete for at least a Europa League spot. And if they stay up, that'll be the goal for next year. But right now, it's about survival, and I just hope they can survive.
Yeah, we did talk about their schedule until the end of the season. They have a few hard games to play, but like you said, they have 2 or 3 games in hand, and I think that might be crucial for them. I mean, at the moment they have the same number of points as Burnley. No, they are 1 point ahead, but they are 5 points behind Leeds. So we know that Leeds has been struggling as well this season, like a lot, but they have improved since making a coaching change as well. So I mean, if they can defend, I mean Everton, if they can defend, they should do everything to score more and more goals because I don't know, they have scored only 32 goals in 29 games, and that's just slightly over 1 goal per game this season. So is there money to be made on Everton moneyline at plus 360? I think it's definitely worth sprinkling because, like you said, they kind of tend to step it up in the big games. So maybe.
I would say this: if you're banking on Everton to get the win there, I would honestly just look at. I would think it's going to be a low score game. If Everton wins that game, I think it's going to be something like 1-0 because I do not try and take this as an Everton fan. It's like me talking about the Leafs. If I'm betting on Everton, I can't trust this team to score more than 1, maybe 2 goals at most. So that's going to have to be. They have to defend. I think that's the only way. I get what you're saying, Goran. They have to score, but do I trust them to? No, not right now. I don't. They have all the talent in the world. They haven't been able to score. So let's see.
I mean, maybe the double chance of Everton looks good right now at plus 107. You're covering yourselves on 2 ends with the double chance with Everton. So we know that nothing is going United's way right now, and probably won't go until the end of the season. They are working with Ten Hag to make a coaching change, and sign him. That would be a nice signing, to be honest. If you ask me, he's done some amazing job with Ajax, so we'll see what's going to happen with that one. We also have an early game in La Liga, Chris, and we have Cadiz and Betis. We know that Betis was the hottest team in Europe for a while there. They were beating everybody, scoring goals like crazy, defending really well. And then they kind of fell off the map, totally disappeared. They got knocked out of the Europa League by Eintracht Frankfurt, and all of a sudden they are not even in the top 5 right now in La Liga. They are actually 5th. Sorry.
Yeah, and the thing for me though in this one is that I think both teams are going to throw everything at the wall in this game because Cadiz are just above the cutoff for relegation. They've been one of the worst teams in La Liga, but at a certain point, I think any team, this is still a top flight Spanish club. They got to put their foot down somewhere. So I was looking at both teams to score in over 2.5 here. I think both, like I said, both teams throw everything at the wall here, see what sticks, and whether it finishes 2-1 either way, I'm not 100% sure, but I do see both teams to score and over 2.5 coming into that one.
Yeah, and I do agree with that because Cadiz has been in good form recently. They have lost only one of their last 5 games in La Liga. Like you said, they are still fighting to stay in La Liga. They're only 2 points above the relegation zone. Overall, they haven't been scoring a lot, only 25 goals so far this season. But I think their current form and Betis's current form looks like goals in this one, to be honest. It's over 2.5 alone is at plus 120. So if you don't want to take a risk on both teams to score, I think that just over 2.5 is good enough. But if you want to go for value, both teams to score and over 2.5 at plus 150, I think there's definitely something there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, personally for me, that's the only way to go. I was leaning towards Betis in that game, but like you said, current form, a result for Cadiz wouldn't surprise me either.
Now, there's also a question, Chris. Do you think the favorites, the big teams that were playing in the Champions League, are going to struggle this weekend in their games? We have Chelsea playing against Southampton. Manchester City and Liverpool are facing off on Sunday. That's probably the game that's going to decide the champion in the EPL, I would say. Then we have Real Madrid against Getafe at home, Villarreal against Bilbao. Bayern is playing against, I'm not sure, Bayern against
Firth?
Augsburg. Yeah. Do you think those teams are going to get the job done or kind of struggle this weekend?
You know, I think the majority will get the job done. If it was a bit of a tougher opponent, no disrespect to the teams they're playing, but if it was a bit of a tougher opponent across the board, I could say maybe, you know, there could be a bit of a letdown or a bit of a look ahead here, but I tend to look more towards those spots going into the Champions League game, not necessarily coming out of it. Like I said, we're used to seeing a lot of these guys play, you know, cup competitions midweek and you know, midweek like makeup fixtures, like fill-in fixtures. So these guys playing, you know, 2-3 games in the span of a week, not uncommon. Like I said, I think the focus now after you know the first legs, those teams I think will be fine. I think it's the teams that are, you know, playing on the, I believe is it the Tuesday this week that I think we have the second legs of these.
Yes, we have Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Bayern and Villarreal are playing on Tuesday, and Liverpool, City, and Atletico Madrid and Benfica on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. This is there's not a ton of meat on the bone, at least for me on Saturday. So, I mean, I personally lean towards the fact that the teams are still going to try to focus on the task at hand, while maybe keeping one eye on the Champions League fixture. It wouldn't surprise me if teams maybe rested one or two players in terms of trying to sort of middle out or hedge their success, get the result domestically while saving some of your best players for the midweek fixture. But again, it's dicey to say the least.
Yeah, you know what? I think that we can expect full lineups from City and Liverpool because, like I said, that's the game that could literally decide the champion in EPL this season. While you have Bayern, who's playing against Augsburg, and Augsburg is in solid form, but Bayern has pretty much won the title already. They have like 9-point advantage over Borussia Dortmund. It's not going to be end of the world if they lose this game. And like we saw in their Champions League game, they are struggling, to be honest. And Lewandowski is a bit of out of form. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the break here. If maybe plays the first half and then gets subbed or something like that. But I honestly don't think he's going to be playing the entire match because it's quite clear that he needs a rest. He's been playing a lot. He's been scoring a lot this season. So
yeah, and that is a good point. So maybe you would look towards, you know, staying, maybe not necessarily staying away from the from the big clubs like that are playing, you know, on Tuesday or Wednesday, but just do your due diligence, check the reports, because you don't want to, you know, get hosed thinking that a player is going to play like Lewandowski or something who just is so instrumental to a lot of the team's success and goal scoring, and then find out that he's not playing. So And the other thing is, we see a lot of, I don't say non-contact injuries, but we do see injuries that occur just from, pulling a hamstring going on a run or something like that. You don't want to have that happen. Just
Yeah.
the biggest injury could happen just off of nothing. So, yeah, maybe it's better to err on the side of caution. But I agree with you. I think that City Liverpool matchup is going to see both teams at full strength.
I was also reading today that Chelsea board has had an emergency meeting about their head coach because they have been struggling a lot. They lost to Real Madrid at home 3-1. Now they are playing against Southampton, the team that hasn't won any of their last 4 games. And I think this actually might be a pretty good spot to take Chelsea on the money line, despite playing in the Champions League earlier this week and despite playing in the Champions League next week. They are in third place right now, but Tottenham is only 5 points behind, and Arsenal is 5 points behind as well. I think Chelsea needs a win here. I think they have enough depth to go out and compete in this game on their own against Southampton. So I think that Chelsea on the money line at -110 might be a pretty good pick in this game.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. I think if Chelsea were to part ways with Tuchel, I think it would be an absolute. I think it would be a bonehead move. I think it would be. I think it would be too
I
quick.
agree.
I think it would be too quick to pull the trigger. I get why you want to maybe lift the lid on the panic button because this is a team that you have expectations for. But he's one of the top tier coaches in the world. If you were to part ways with him just based on a bumpy stretch of form, and yeah, I don't say horrific performance, but a bad performance in the first leg of the Champions League. Okay, that's I get it. Strike one against him, but don't part ways with the guy. But
I
again,
mean,
I'm
he
not
did win them the Champions League last season when he got into Chelsea. So,
exactly.
if anybody deserves a break, it's him because every team goes through this bad spell when they can't score goals, nothing is going their way. But this is still a fantastic team, with a lot of young players, a lot of experienced players as well. And even if they lose, if they get knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League, they will not win anything in the EPL. I'm not sure if they are still in the FA Cup, but even if they don't win anything this season, they have won the Champions League last season, and I think that's enough to keep Tuchel around. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I but as far as this weekend goes, I do agree. I think Chelsea on the money line at -110, probably a gift of a price. Some people may say they're begging you to take Chelsea, but yeah, I think this is one of those lines where we can take advantage of a misprice by the books. I think.
yeah. Well, Chris, we're coming close to an end of our show. How about we give out a nice parlay for tomorrow, or a double, or maybe a three-leg parlay, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I think so. I will say there were a couple games I was looking at. I'll just touch on quickly. Um, for people who like betting those high value plays. I was looking at Empoli and Spezia to finish as a draw tomorrow. I think that's my favorite draw on the
Yeah,
board. But as far as my half of a parlay or a double or whatnot, I do like Leeds and Watford. Both teams scoring over 2.5. I
let's
think
go for a four-legger then.
four legger. Okay, so then
Yeah.
so then I don't know. What do you want to do? So are we counting both teams are scoring over 2.5 as one leg or two legs?
That's a one pick.
Okay, we'll do that. So we'll go. I'll go both teams to score and over 2.5 for Leeds and Watford. Like I said, that's eight. I believe it's 16th for Leeds for sure. I think Watford's in 18th right now, or maybe even
Yeah.
19th. But two teams that desperately need 3 points. Again, I think that's going to be a game where both teams throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. I could see 2-1, maybe even 2-2 if they share points. Who knows? 3-2 could even be on the horizon. But both teams to score and over 2.5 in Leeds Watford and Empoli Spezia draw for me.
You're gonna take Empoli Spezia, bro.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a massive parlay. Uh, draw. I'm actually gonna take. Uh, there's a bunch of games in Bundesliga tomorrow, but nothing that I really like. Goals in Bayern game. That's super expensive. Probably. Wait, let me click your draw here. Where is my Italian?
I'm right here.
Are you the real Italian?
Oh, don't it! How dare you? Just end this right now.
Jesus Christ! So only with your two picks, we are at plus 590.
I will say this for everybody: if betting draws isn't your thing, if you don't like,
No, that's it's a
no.
parlay.
I'm just saying this is for me because I know some people have talked to me about this in the past. I'm gonna love the 4 leg. I'm gonna play the 4 leg parlay that Gordon and I are about to do here. But if draws aren't your
I
thing,
will play it too.
yeah, if draws aren't your thing, you're more than welcome to just play the 3. The both teams to score on whatever Gordon gives out because, like I said, we're gonna make you money regardless. But I know some people aren't into the high risk plays like the draws and stuff.
I will take as my first pick. I'll take Aston Villa Tottenham over 2.5, and I will also take. I lost my Italians again. I will take Inter and Hellas Verona over 2.5. Ooh, this is a nice juicy parlay. So that's plus 1,881.
Yeah, that's a nice $100. Makes you almost $2,000 parlay. Can't complain.
Yeah. So we have Watford Leeds, both teams to score in over 2.5. Empoli Spezia draw, Aston Villa Tottenham over 2.5, and Inter and Hellas Verona over 2.5. Plus 1,881. That's a nice looking parlay here.
We had that one. All of a sudden, there's going to be a third kick dog added to the dog pound. No, I'm kidding.
Handsome parlay from two handsome guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got some hair. You got very little hair.
Well, I know I had hair, but I chose to get rid of it. It's just so I wouldn't pull it out during the last few seconds of the NBA that I've been playing lately.
Errol Spence is telling you that Everton will beat Manchester United, Chris. You gotta remember it.
You know what? I'll take any support wherever it comes from, man. It's been rough lately.
On what front?
Yeah, just easy for Everton. Calm down.
Sevilla is 3-2 right now. This is probably the highest scoring game Sevilla has had the entire season. They have scored goal in the 93rd minute for 3-2. That totally looks like Sevilla. But there was 9 minutes additional time. Holy crap.
Well, if anybody had the over in Lorient Saint Etienne, you got a nice 6-2 win for Lorient there.
6-2? Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Let's see. Yeah, after that red card, they scored. No, actually, it was 4-2 before the red card, and then 2 goals, 86th and 89th, just for good measure.
Any plans for the weekend, Chris?
I
think there should be some snow.
Oh,
right up here where we are, so I hope that's not going to be true. But
it was hailing just like a couple hours ago, and I went outside and I got pelted.
Yeah,
sat in my car and I looked like a freaking golf ball with all the freaking little dents I had in my arm. But
that's to increase your aerodynamic.
Oh, stop it! Yeah, I was gonna say I need more iron in my system, but no, honestly, just probably just take it easy this weekend. Lots of games. We're still getting into the opening weekend of MLB, so be just chilling out on the couch, probably trying to take it as much as I can, catch up on some rest because the stretch run playoffs is coming. So, how about you, Gordon?
Nothing much. Watch some games tomorrow. Watch some games on Sunday, and that's about it.
I have to try to smash the MLS tomorrow. I think there's some games on there as well. So.
Yeah, they usually have like 6-7 games on Saturday. I wanted to tell you a dad joke, by the way.
Okay, bring it. I'm here for it. Come on.
How does a pervert frog sound?
I already know this one, but go ahead.
Know that?
I do know it.
Rub it. Anyways, guys, we are at the end of our show. Thank you for joining us once again. You were here with Goran and not Ashley. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to our channel for more content. We got videos coming out daily and live shows every day, 4:30 p.m. And there is a big live show tomorrow morning, guys, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll see if it's gonna be Ashley or not Ashley, but I will be here for sure. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Let's win some money, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern.